Welcome to the loudest, baddest, most horsepowerest, all-American head-to-head in Top Gear's history.
That's right, we have Corvette ZR1, Ford Mustang GTD, 2 days at the stunning 10/10 Motor Club in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going to pick a winner after we do lap times and all sorts of cool stuff. These cars are serious, obviously. GTD built by a race team that competes globally, both of these cars built to tackle the Nürburgring, and yet Jack has come as
An American, just getting into character.
Well, Jack might have wheeled out as many stereotypes as possible, but Ford and Chevy have not. The GTD and ZR1 have proper motorsport pedigree, some incredible and outrageous engineering, and they both lap the ring in well under 7 minutes. They might have elements of the old Mustang and Corvette formulas, but they feel like something new. I love the confidence and the ambition. Now, back to Jack for a breakdown of the numbers. Let's hope he's ditched the hat and foam fingers. Oh wait, he hasn't.
Knew these would come in handy. Right, let's start with the engines. So the GTD has a 5.2 litre supercharged V8 with 815 horsepower. But over here we have a 5.5 litre twin turbo V8 with 1,064 brake horsepower. Those turbos, by the way, are the biggest turbos fitted to any production car. In terms of performance, 0 to 60 for the GTD in about 3.2 seconds. For the Corvette, about 2.3 seconds. Top speed, 202 miles an hour, 233 miles an hour. And then when you get to the quarter mile, this does it in about 9.6 seconds, and this in about 10.6 seconds. Nürburgring lap times. Right, this one has done it in 6 minutes and 52 seconds. A very, very fast lap. But the Corvette's done it in 6 minutes 50.7. Then we talk about downforce. So this has got 600 kilograms of downforce at 155 miles an hour. The Corvette has less, 550 kilograms of downforce, but that's only at 215 miles an hour. Then we get to weight, 1,930 kilograms. The Mustang GTD is a heavy car. This over here, 1,665 kilograms, but that's a dry weight, so it's more like 1,800 kilograms curb weight. Price. So the Mustang GTD starts, sticker price, I think you call it, $325,000, but $400,000 give or take as tested. The Corvette, more like $190,000, about $235,000 as tested. So if we focus purely on the numbers, then all roads point towards the ZR1 beating the GTD in pretty much every category. But when have numbers told the full story? Much more important is how these cars connect emotionally to the man behind the wheel, that's Jethro. So for that, much more important is their party pieces. And in the GTD, you'll notice the inboard rear suspension. You can see the springs and dampers in a little portal window in the back. Probably the coolest feature of the year. And for the Corvette, well, it's probably those massive turbos. So they can spin up to 137,000 RPM, at which point the tips of the turbine blades are spinning at 1.7 times the speed of sound. And at full chat, which I can only assume Jethro's going to be at for most of the lap, it will be drinking a pint of fuel every 4.5 seconds. Cheers.
The new 10/10 Motor Club in Charlotte, North Carolina isn't quite the Nordschleifer, but it packs so much into its 1.7 miles. Blind corners, fantastic elevation change, and an all-action, relentless feel. So let's get on with it. GTD first, because the 815 horsepower Mustang from hell is actually the least intimidating option here. Warm-up laps first, then lap times, then, I guess, destroying some tyres in the name of science?
Okay, so we're going to start in the Mustang, and I have to say, it's such a feast. This car, it's almost overwhelming. The noise is fantastic, but the chassis response is immense. I'm in track mode, and it's so hunkered down to the ground, so stiff, and there's so much mechanical grip. It's first impressions, fantastic. But the way the chassis responds is not brutal at all. There's lovely confidence, and it really seems to progressively start to slide. If you start to feel it understeer, really easy to judge. It's an absolute monster of a car. The engine is obviously fantastic, but I think it's a testament to this chassis that it isn't really overwhelming the experience. If anything, it's the chassis and how hooked up and balanced it is that's really impressive. Blackout brakes as well. These huge tyres give it such good response at the front, but also monster stopping power. Pedal is fantastic. Through the medium and high speed stuff, such that there is here, the balance is brilliant, just so progressive. A bit greedy there, but it sucks you in because it's such grip and traction and progression. Now the brakes. Car also has variable traction control, so it's got advanced the stability system, but you turn that off and it's got the variable traction control system, so you can dial up and dial down the slip. Got it set to about 3 at the minute. It does feel like it's containing it a bit. It's so quick. Really nice through there. And I can just pick my line. Okay, so let's try and break down. Like I say, this thing's almost overwhelming. Just the noise and the forces. But let's try and break down what it's doing. The braking particularly is ridiculous. The front end response is fantastic. And the progression in the medium and high speed is really what counts. I can just slam on the brakes, choose my line, and there's this really lovely sense that it's just going to do exactly what I want. Slow corners just starts to feel a little bit heavy. But really good. Okay, engine. But like I say, it doesn't overwhelm. 815 horsepower, lovely response. But it doesn't feel like, certainly doesn't overwhelm the chassis. Oh, it could take more power, honestly. Gearbox, superb. I wish it had a slightly less abrupt limiter. I wonder if I could find a way to pay more attention, because it revs so quick at the top end. Really impressive. A monster car that manages to not feel monstrous in a scary sense.
What an outrageously capable, characterful and wild car. The Mustang is absurdly heavy, I get that, but there's a combination of response, stability and highly adjustable balance that's addictive, and it's so consistent. Multimatic co-developed and built the GTD for Ford, and that very real connection to motorsport is deeply embedded within everything it does. It's some benchmark even for the mighty ZR1. But with track mode selected and performance traction management in race 2, which gives just a small amount of traction control support, let's see how it compares.
I guess I shouldn't have doubted the Corvette, should I? It has got 1,064 horsepower. most slick looking road tyres I've ever seen, and like I said, some natural advantages in terms of the layout, weight, etc. They feel immediately very different. This thing's impressive, really is. What it doesn't have is that race car, like pure race car feel that the Mustang has. This does feel more like a road car. Admittedly, a really well sorted road car with a massive stick of dynamite up its backside. But there's just a bit more cushion to everything it does. It's progressive though, for a car, again, with this amount of performance. You just can't believe that this is like a standard road-going Corvette that you can buy for 200 grand less. Okay, well, what about expectations? I think I expected the engine to be a little less subtle than it is really. We know it's got those massive turbos, but the delivery is fairly progressive. And again, that's just like the Mustang, that progression of balance is really just an appealing part of the car. Both of these cars have huge amounts of potential, but both of them seem to give you access to them without scaring the crap out of you. And I can't believe this is second gear and it just pretty much hooks up. Doesn't have is the stability under the brakes that really the Mustang absolutely aces. I really am impressed with that. This feels less of a downforce car, less locked down in some ways. Still really impressive. But if I had to my European brain, I would say, in terms of benchmarks, this feels more Speciale 296 style, rocket ship fast, and track focused, but not a race car. And the Mustang is definitely more GT3.
I mean GT3 RS, of course, but it's not easy to think and talk whilst the ZR1 puts the world in fast forward.
So traction, a real strong point. The engine is clearly insane. Changes direction really nicely, feels lighter than the Mustang, doesn't probably quite have the positivity. Again, it's that road car, race car thing. But there's definitely a sense that it's lighter and more agile on the way into corners. It eats the curbs so well. It's better than the Mustang in that regard. Bit more turning oversteer. You might not be a believer in Nürburgring lap times or care about them, but what that place does is put a premium on predictability, consistency and progression. You do not get a good lap time round there unless you've got a car that breeds confidence. And so that place has really helped, I think, both of these companies to build something with a level of polish
and trustworthiness that otherwise might not have done. I mean, I have no idea which of these two will be faster because they make their time in such different ways. But God, it's going to be interesting to find out.
Super impressive showings from both the GTD and ZR1 then, but which is faster? It's time to find out. And in the interests of fairness, we have both the Ford and Corvette factory crews with us for our 48 hours at 10/10ths, complete with fresh tyres, so both cars could complete their timed laps in peak form. Alright Jethro, I've got some absolutely brilliant news for you. No car has ever been timed doing the configuration that you're going to do, so you get to use the straight. Usually they have to go round here, so whatever you do, a lap record should be in the bag. We're going to do a flying start, so go and warm your tyres up, make sure you're ready, and then the clock will start next time you pass this line, and we'll take the time off your little computer thing. All right?
Okay, yeah, that sounds very scientific. I'm going to warm the tyres for a lap. If they're still not warm, I might do two, but I will be back. The next time I see you, I'll be a lap record holder.
The correct way to set off in a Mustang GTD there.
Okay, so I'm in track mode, obviously. I've got the stability control off. The variable traction control is set to 2 out of 5, so not too much. I actually do think it keeps in just a bit of the stability control. Again, no bad thing. This track is small, it's narrow. The reason we're setting the first laps on this different configuration is because we want to use the slightly longer straight because these cars are just so quick.
We're going to take the time off his computer in the car, but I'm going to record it on my phone anyway, just out of curiosity. And you'll see with the Mustang, the big difference to the Corvette, as it comes towards you, you get that lovely supercharger whine, and then as it goes past us and up there, pure V8 rumble out the back. Right, he's nearly here. Here he comes onto the straight, right. Come on, Jethro. It was a little bit like being punched. He's a brave man. It's not the most forgiving track. You do need some brave pants around here, especially in cars this quick. But we're still on lap record pace. Of course we are. It's the first ever recorded lap. This is going to be rapid. Whoa! No way! Right, while Jethro takes the Mustang GTD for a cool down lap, let's show you that again from his point of view. I see perspiration.
Oh my
on your
God.
nose.
That's the, yeah, I literally took the air conditioning off. That's the commitment to the cause.
Really?
Yeah. No, that was awesome.
Go on then. What's the computer say your quickest lap was?
1:15.61. What did you get?
1:15.59.
Oh, there you go.
But do you know it was amazing?
2/100.
Your lap 2 and lap 4 were absolutely bang on.
Yeah,
your quickest lap.
I think on here they were like 2/100s, 3/100s apart. That's why I went again, because the first quick lap I overshot the really tight corner. So honestly, there's probably a tiny bit more in it, but that's not bad.
What happened on lap 3? 1:15 to 1:20. Did you have a moment?
I think I was halfway round and I was quite a long way off, so I thought I'll just cool the tyres and go again.
You've been working hard.
Woo!
You've been working hard. It's so cool from outside. There is no cooler car for noise the way it looks.
It's really, I would be intrigued to see what the Corvette does, because where this scores so well is stability. Like over the top of there, you brake so late, and you can brake on the curbs, and it deals with it all.
So the fastest part of the track is essentially a blind crest.
Yeah,
it's a big boy corner, isn't it?
It's scary, but yeah, that was fun. The car's just so hooked up, and not scary. It's really good.
Awesome. Right.
Let's see what
mop yourself off, and we'll get the Corvette lined up. Do you fancy another, I don't know, 200 horsepower?
No. 200 horsepower and less aero? No, thank you. But let's see what happens.
So, the Mustang's laid down a benchmark, but how will the Corvette compare? And will we get a second lap record all in one day? All right, no pressure, Jethro. You've got the lap record to beat. You are the current lap record holder, so it's a 1:15.6 to beat. That's it, go for it. Can I request a launch control off the start line? Because I've never seen one of these launch.
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, boy! That's quite exciting. Seems to have burned a hole to the centre of the earth there. Cold tyres, so plenty of wheel slip. That was just for our amusement, basically. But why wouldn't you launch control when you've got over 1,000 horsepower?
Okay, so I'm in race 2, which is supposedly the quickest way. Been advised not to put too much energy through the tyre, but it's easy for an engineer who knows the car backwards to say that. I would like just a bit of confidence and pressure. Rides those bumps nicely. A bit worried about this brake instability. That's going to be the interesting bit.
Definitely got some air. Definitely got some air, and that tells me he is fully on it, which is what we want to see. Supercars have got out of hand. 1,000 horsepower used to be this distant dream, and now this is well, it's a sub $200,000 supercar. I know that's a lot of money, but that's affordable when you're talking about this amount of performance. And he was saying earlier on the warm-up laps, not as stable under braking as the GTD, so you've got to be even braver. You're carrying more speed, you know it's going to move around a little bit under brakes, but you've just got to trust the car underneath you, which, according to this, he is. You still got to get that performance out of that car on a track like this, which is tight and twisty and not very big. We'll get Jethro's reactions to that in a moment, but while he trundles back to the pits, here's that lap in full from his point of view. Plus, stick around to the end when we'll run both data logger laps at the same time. Right then, which is faster? Well, to recap, the Mustang GTD did a 1 minute 15.61, but the ZR1 shot around in 1 minute 12.97. That's over 2.5 seconds quicker on what is a short lap. USA! USA!
Well, that was not bad.
That was, well, it looked like quite a handful. There was the really fast laps, you were definitely getting some air
Off
at the
the
end
ground,
there.
yeah.
And you can see it from here. When you land, it just
squirrels. It's quite hard because you basically, out of that tight left, you can either do second, but it's got so much torque, you might as well leave it in third. But even then, onto the straight, you feel like you could be flat.
Yeah.
But because there's that bump and you've got to change gear at the same time, if you've got it squirrely and you've got to change gear and then you hit the bump, you think, God, I'm gonna just smack it into the barriers.
There's gonna be some cumulative effect. Did you think it was gonna be that much quicker though?
No way.
No.
No.
We thought it'd be closer, didn't we?
Yeah, and I just said, I still, although this is a lot quicker, I don't know which one I prefer. They're both such fun and they're totally different. The Mustang, you're in a bit of a fight with the car and the surface, and that's really physical and fun. And then this is like the spaceship in a straight line, but it's also got this lovely fluid feel. So they're really different, but both blow apart any prejudice we might have about American cars. Like, this thing's wicked.
They're on it, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
And well, don't worry, you don't have to make a decision yet. We'll do that over a coffee in the morning. But I just got some good news. This just in from Ford and Chevy. All the tyres they brought along, they don't need them. They don't want to send them back to the factory, so you have the full green light to
destroy
as many tyres as you can.
All right then, I'll see you in about 7 hours.
Good lad. Good lad. Have fun. You've earned it. Lap record holder, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like you had time then.
I've had a great day. It's been awesome, great couple of days. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. I'd driven the GTD before, so I knew what that was about, but driving these two cars back to back, they've become like symbolic of this big Ford versus Chevy thing, haven't they? But they tackle what they're trying to achieve in such a different way. So it's been awesome, and this place is great, I have to say.
Yeah, what an awesome facility. And I have to say, so we're here to pick a winner.
I know.
The time has come. But we are genuinely coming into this conversation cold. We've had, we've been talking it, we haven't chosen one yet. We're hoping to sort of nut it out.
Well, okay, so this is
Take it car by car.
Yeah, my thought process. So, Mustang, let's talk about the Mustang. I love what it is. I love that they've built it. It's fantastic on the track. The way you can attack the racetrack, you think 815 horsepower Mustang is going to be like loose everywhere and a big fight, and it's not. It's physical because the car's so stiff. You hit the curbs, it's up on two wheels, it's scraping under the body, and it's very authentic race car. Yeah. It's awesome. It feels physically huge, but it doesn't feel as heavy as we know the numbers are. Engine and gearbox, superb. The traction is nutty, and the braking performance.
Is that the steamroller tyres?
Yeah,
because you're talking about the front tyres on the
fronts are
GT.
325s, I think. And the way you can carry speed, so into the high speed, the first turn, you come over a rise, heavy brake, left, right, and then you're into a tighter left. But over that rise and into the braking zone, the confidence that you get in the Mustang, that high speed downforce, And I think that's where it would really score over the Corvette is that security in high speed, because it's just got more downforce and more grip.
Because we were talking about, there is another car that we've been driving recently of this kind of ilk, big downforce, GT3 RS,
Yes.
Manti, the kind of European, well, we know how good that is on track. And for me, as an average driver, it gave me so much confidence. I came off feeling like I was a driving god.
Yeah.
And the way you were describing GTD, I was just getting a little bit of that flavour through it, in that you had this grip and this traction, and
It's definitely got that, but then it's got the additional appeal in some ways of that monster engine and the fact you're in this big,
it
wide
looks so
race
cool.
car. I love it.
By the way, how much do we hate black press cars? Well, we don't hate them.
We don't
Photographers
hate them.
and videographers
Yeah,
absolutely
they
hate,
hate
because
them.
it just looks like a sort of black hole behind us, but looks mean.
It's mega. I think it's one of the coolest cars that's been out for a long time. The flip side is the Corvette. It's so accessible. It's like the American dream made real, because it's a car that people can attain. It's probably half the price, pretty much. It's got 1,064 horsepower. It's a rocket ship. But again, the thing that impressed me, easy to drive. Really quite exploitable.
Turbo lag, it's got these enormous turbos.
Not really turbo lag. I mean, and on the track, you don't feel turbo lag often as much anyway, because you're just flat everywhere. But the power delivery is mega. When you bolted on the brand new tyres, the level of grip was really came up. And it's progressive, it's fluid, it's got this calmness about it. It's a bit trickier to drive than the Ford, I'd say, in some ways, because it's got this slightly sharper front end, so it's got a bit more like turn-in oversteer.
Yeah. What about when you're flying through the air at the start of the straight?
That's just the speed of it. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like the old GT2 RS. You used to feel like you were going to wheelie.
Yeah.
It's like that. So I am a huge fan of both. I celebrate that Ford built the Mustang, and I think it's mad that you can buy a factory Corvette with 1,064 horsepower for less than 200 grand that spits flames, smokes tyres, and sets unbelievable lap times.
And you were talking about this sort of idea of, they're in the same bracket in terms of performance. They both deserve to be out there on the track, but kind of philosophically, they're in slightly different positions. So, you know, the GTD is this limited, more special thing. It's a much wider distance to the standard Mustang, to the GTD.
You can see that if you bought a GTD, you've probably got 10 or 15 other cars, and it's part of your collection, and it works in that environment brilliantly. And I'd love to rock up to the ring.
And in 20 years, this one's going to be the sort of iconic car, and this will be the fast Corvette of its day.
Yeah, the ZR1 will have been replaced by something even faster, which sounds nuts, but it's possibly true. Yeah, the Corvette feels to me like someone who's got their Escalade or whatever it is they drive, you know, whatever that might be, X5M, whatever, and then they've got one supercar, sports car, and that's it. And it does tick a lot of boxes.
It's attainable, because it's $185,000 standard. This one's about $235,000, but this is 400 grand by the time you've
it's 400 grand by the time you've done. Listen, we've driven Ferraris with a higher option spend than the entire price of the ZR1.
It is good value, isn't it?
I think in that regard, it's fantastic. But they're so close, I can barely separate
Think
them.
back to when the Veyron was launched, and we were all, you know, wide-eyed over 1,000 horsepower and saying, just wait, you know, wait a while, and you'll be able to get 1,000 horsepower in a Corvette that costs under 200k.
That's rear-wheel drive and still manages to hook up.
Yeah.
Impressive. Both brilliant.
No, and I have to say, hats off. You know, this track, it's a beautiful facility. It's brand new. It's like, what an amazing track. And they've really made the most of it with the elevation and the bank corners, and it's properly exciting. But probably not the track you'd choose to fully exploit 1,000 horsepower plus.
No.
But you did. You put in your lap times, and, you know, the Corvette
It was fun.
was...
I think whatever track you go to, you're going to play to one or other of them's strengths. And I think if you had more high-speed corners, maybe the Mustang would be closer. But I think you can't. Ultimately, over 1,000 horsepower and lighter by several hundred kilos.
Yeah.
You're not going to overturn that deficit, really,
Yeah.
as the Nürburgring times show.
Yeah. So we're kind of beating around the bush here, aren't we? We have to pick a winner. Well, I'm going to leave it to you because you've done the driving, and in fact, I'm going to give you something that might help. It's the foam finger of destiny, Jethro.
Okay. I mean, I did say these were serious cars, and that's been proven.
And this is a serious test.
American stereotype shoes. Okay, I'm going to get up for this because this is a big moment.
Genuinely don't know which one he's going to point at. Genuinely.
Love both these cars. Fantastic achievements. Adore that they both exist. But to me, the American dream is about attainable performance and kicking sand in the face of the Europeans, and the car that does that is the Corvette ZR1.
Whoa!
I can't, it's faster, it's cheaper, it's done the lap time, and I think a lot more people are going to experience it.
Yeah.
And to me, that just feels like in keeping with American car culture.
There it is. The big verdict. You did it. Well done. I thought you were going to like sit on the fence somehow, or you know, just been fingered.
No sitting on the fence.
Oh, wow. That was a stressful decision.
It was, and I only made it about half a second before I decided.
Oh, congrats, Corvette. But you know, could have gone either way. The GTD. So
fantastic.
Cool.
Love
so
it.
Cool. Let's go and have a drive. So, the Corvette ZR1 beats the Mustang GTD, and as promised, to play us out, here's that head-to-head lap time comparison.